Solo content creation is a messy process. You are the writer, the talent, the director, the camera operator, the sound engineer, and the editor. But there are ways to structure this entire process. Work with your brain instead of against it and make consistent content without burning out or sacrificing your life in the process. So, in this video, I am going to share 8 real and practical ways to balance writing, filming, and editing when you are doing it all by yourself. The first thing that changed everything for me was getting out of the multitasking mindset. There's this false idea that if you are doing everything yourself, you have to juggle it all at the same time, like writing in the morning, filming in the afternoon, and editing at night. But when you try to write, film, and edit back to back, you end up making uninformed decisions, missing important details, and exhausting yourself. Instead, work in phases. For example, you can write the script on Monday. On Tuesday, film and design the thumbnail. Then on Wednesday and Thursday, edit the video. Finally, on Friday, upload and publish it. You don't have to follow this exact schedule, but the point is, stop trying to do everything every day. Another thing that really helped me was figuring out which parts of the day I am naturally most productive for different tasks. And honestly, this takes a little bit of self-awareness. I used to write my video scripts late at night, but over time, I realized my brain just doesn't work that well after a long, tiring day. I wasn't coming up with good ideas, and the whole process felt forced. But when I started waking up early and writing in the morning with a hot cup of coffee, I noticed a huge difference. I was more focused, the ideas came quicker, and I could get more done in less time. Similarly, I prefer shooting my videos late at night. It's peaceful, there's no background noise, and I don't have to worry about any interruptions messing up my audio. As for editing, I usually save that for the afternoon. My energy isn't at its peak by then, but it's still enough to stay productive without burning out. When you start aligning your tasks with your energy levels and your mood, everything becomes a lot easier. You are not constantly pushing yourself to finish things. You are simply riding your own momentum. Another thing that turned out to be a game changer for me was stopping the use of traditional to-do lists, because most of the time they just end up being wish lists. So instead of a to-do list, I now create a weekly content map. It's super simple. I have assigned specific tasks to each day of the week, like writing the script on Monday, filming on Tuesday, editing on Wednesday and Thursday, and uploading and publishing on Friday. I already mentioned this earlier in the first point of this video, but what I didn't tell you is how helpful this system really is. It gives me clear direction, and I know exactly what I need to do each day. That brings clarity to my workflow and makes everything run much more smoothly. When I first got into making videos, setting up my filming equipment felt like a whole project in itself. I had to pull out my tripod, mount the camera, adjust the angles, set up the lights, plug in the mic, and honestly, it just drained my energy before I even hit record. So I decided to simplify things. I turned one corner of my room into a permanent filming setup. Now everything is always in place. The camera, the lights, the mic, all ready to go. I just turn everything on and I am ready to shoot in under 2 minutes. The idea is simple. The easier it is to get started, the more likely you are to actually do it. If filming feels like this massive mountain you have to climb every time, you will procrastinate. But if you remove the friction, it becomes part of your routine. Out of everything in content creation, editing takes up most of the time and effort. And if you are handling everything on your own, it can get really overwhelming. Another thing that's super important in content creation is keeping your brand consistent. And consistency comes from using the same fonts, colors, text styles, and animation elements across all your content. To make that easier, it's a smart idea to build a reusable asset library. Something that lets you just drag and drop elements into your edits. I use Envato for this because with just a small monthly fee, I get unlimited access to high quality editing assets. So when it's time to edit, I don't waste time hunting for things. Everything's already there. Whether it's templates, fonts, titles, lower thirds, B-roll footage, music or sound effects, It's all in one place, and that makes editing so much easier and faster. If you also want to speed up your editing process and give your content a professional touch, you should definitely consider getting an Envato subscription. You'll find the link down in the video description. Let's go back to scripting for a second, because the way you write your script directly impacts how much time you'll spend filming and editing. It's not as complicated as it sounds. While writing your script, try to visualize how the final video will look. Think about where a B-roll would go, when you'll add an animated text or maybe a transition. Just add small notes within the script itself, so when it's time to edit, you already know what goes where. Also, try not to write full word-to-word scripts. Just note down the key points and then speak naturally in front of the camera using your own understanding. It helps you sound more authentic and saves a ton of time during scripting. Editing is like a black hole. It keeps sucking in all your time and energy. That's because no matter how much editing you do, you'll always feel like there's something more to tweak or add. To avoid falling into that trap, it's really important to set a time limit for editing. For example, if you have decided to keep Wednesday and Thursday as your editing days, then make sure your rough cut is done by day 1. On day 2, finish up everything else like adding p-rolls, text, music, sound effects, or whatever's left. You don't have to follow this exact schedule. The point is that if you have given yourself 2 days for editing, then wrap it up within those 2 days. And most importantly, don't chase perfection. Odds are your audience won't even notice half the things you obsess over. What truly matters is that your content is valuable and informative. That's it. One last thing that's super important and probably the most helpful is creating a system that can take care of the boring and repetitive stuff for you. For example, you can build a script template that includes a hook at the beginning, then a short intro, followed by the main content, and finally a call to action. You can also make a filming checklist to make sure you don't forget anything while shooting. And after filming, you can organize your data using a preset folder structure, like one folder named RAW for your main footage, one for music, one for B-rolls, and so on. The benefit of setting up a system like this is that it removes friction and helps avoid decision fatigue, because the decisions are already made. You just have to follow the plan. And when you're doing everything by yourself, these systems become your safety net. They help keep things on track, especially when life gets messy. If this video helped you in any way, then do hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel, as it helps me keep going. Also, do take a look at this video where I'll share 6 super easy ways to stay consistent with content creation, even when you are feeling lazy, busy, or totally uninspired.